Thanks so much for joining us. This is a MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, and we're getting ready to start having events again, probably in September, getting those all scheduled now. And we've had many events online for the last 2.5 years, and we're excited to continue hosting events online. Tonight is one of our Awakening panels. We have 6 practitioners on the panel tonight, and the theme is animal communication and healing. All of the practitioners, except for me, work with animals as a significant part of their work. We can answer questions on anything because all of us as practitioners do lots of things as well as work with animals. The theme, right, animals, so that will be our focus tonight. We'll have all the practitioners introduce themselves and talk about their work and talk about working with animals. And I'll be putting some information in the chat about the practitioners and their specials. We all have specials tonight. It's free to be here tonight to listen and learn. And it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. So it's 16 to 24 sliding scale, and for BIPOC, it's $10. So we're excited to work with you and learn all together. It's a great opportunity for all of us to sort of hold space and grow ourselves and also be of service. And it's just, these are great events, and I'm excited to be together. All right, let's have our practitioners start introducing themselves. How about, let's have Donna go first, and then Cindy, and then Laurie. And go ahead, take 2-3 minutes to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. So glad you're here tonight. It's a lovely spring evening, and we're here to help you with your animals. My name is Dr. Donna Sauer. I have a degree in biology. I taught at medical sciences for many years at universities. I also am a Reiki master, and I also have studied Lakota healing traditions. I work with animals by communicating with them. In part, I also do healing energies of all different modalities. And I also talk with those animals that have crossed over, which we call mediumship. So if you have any questions about your animals' problems, or what you would just like to know from them, or if you would like to understand more about your animal, please ask. Everybody on the panel tonight here is really tuned in, and we can help you. So have a good evening, and welcome.
Great, thanks so much, Donna. And you've got more time if you want to say a little bit more. It's fine if you want it to be brief.
I'm fine.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you, dear.
All right, great. Let's see. So I think we said Cindy is next. Go ahead, Cindy.
Hi there, I'm Cindy McGonagle. I'm a psychic medium and animal communicator, and I live in Southern California, where I actually volunteer at a no-kill shelter, where I sit with every pet that comes in and kind of take down their history, ask them how did you come to the shelter, because sometimes we don't always know. And then I ask them, what are you looking for in a forever family? Please tell me what your ideal family looks like. And I make notes, give that to the supervisor of the shelter. She shares it with the staff. And in my private practice, which I do remotely online, what I do is I actually ask you to do what's called the My Pet and Me reading. And there, what I do is I have you submit your palm prints to me, because I'm a palmist. And I look at you, and then I look at a picture from your pet, and I help you to understand better what the pet is really asking for, and how to step into the role as you're the student of the pet. And I'm seeing more and more dynamics with the animals wanting to become the teachers now. You know, with all these new galactic alignments that we're coming into, especially with the full moon and the lunar eclipse, which actually is tomorrow, we are amazed at what the animals really have to say for all of us. Tonight's panel is amazing. All of the women that are here today actually can provide outstanding readings. Please call on any one of us. We will be happy to help you. And don't forget, you can always book a reading with me, and the information's in the chat. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Cindy. All right, let's see. Go ahead, Laurie, and then after you, we'll have Carolyn and then Dr. Nadine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Laurie from Laurie's Angelic Guidance and Intuitive Healing. I work with pets mostly remotely. Online, people show me a picture of their pet or have their pet online with them, and I can tap into them and and check out what's happening with them physically or emotionally, whatever the parent wants. I also do power animal retrievals, so I can get your power animal, whatever what needs to help you in this time and space right now. I can help you grab an animal that will help you through your journey. I also do many different modalities of healing and readings for pets or people. So I hope that one of us again on this panel will help you with your queries, and I look forward to talking with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Laurie. All right, go ahead.
Carolyn.
Carolyn, and then
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the fair. I'm Carolyn Osborne, Energy Intuitive of Chiron Energy Medicine, and I also work with animals and people. I do energy medicine that is based on acupuncture and Chinese medicine philosophy. So it's like acupuncture without the needles, and I'm working on all the different aspects, and the animals love it. I'm also an animal communicator. And I also am a certified medical intuitive, so I can look and read. I work with horses, I work with dogs, cats, any which way that you need help with. Right now, especially, I'm helping animals who are with their people, and their people are suddenly having to go back to work and leaving the home after being home all the time. So they need help adjusting now back to a new reality. So that's something to keep in mind. They need help and support and understanding of what's going on. And I also do a lot of mindset and performance helping, like with horses and their riders, with dogs if you do a competition, and working with their owner to get them balanced and working together as a team. And again, this panel is a great panel, so bring your questions. We're here to help, and everyone here is amazing. So we look forward to your questions, and have a great evening. Thank you.
all right, great. And let's see, and then Dr. Nadine.
Hello, welcome. And as you've heard, this is just an amazing grouping of people healers, communicators who've come together to be available to share with you. And I am a voice for a huge team, a huge healing team that is comprised of archangels, ascended masters, animals, elementals, Elohim, seraphim. I'm just the voice, and we are one. And so when you ask a question, all has an opinion or information, and work through me as the voice to provide that information for you. I have been communicating with my team for many, many years. And I would say it's been about 3 years ago now that the animals came forth and said, would you please be our voice? And so when communicating with animals, they want to be heard. They want to be an active part of life. They want respect. They want trust. But they really want to build this relationship. And Cindy referred earlier to the huge, massive waves of light that are entering Earth. And the animals, that energy hits the animals usually 3 days before it hits the human body. So when you're noticing that things are happening with your animals, just they're paving the way for you. And I work with any animal, doesn't matter the size, whether it's fur, feathers, scales. I learn as much from a lion and a jaguar as I do from my little house kitties. So bring your questions, as everyone has said, and look forward to being of service with you and for you. If there's still more time, I'm teaching a class that will actually be a 2-part class. A part of it will happen in June, part of it will happen in July, where we are working with totem animals. What are they? How do you find out what your totem animal is? And Laureli put the information in the chat to go out to my website, click on the classes link, and you'll see a really amazing iguana there, kind of being, or a chameleon, I think is what I chose, to be a totem for somebody. So I'm Dr. Nadine. I am a medical intuitive and a master healer for both animals and humans, and I look forward to being of service.
Thanks so much, Dr. Nadine, and all of our practitioners. So exciting for all of us to be together. I personally have been able to grow in my own capacity, realize my own capacity, being on all these different panels with all these different practitioners. It's just so exciting, right? There's so much more that I can discover, like, oh, those are messages. I'm hearing something. I'm discovering, right? I noticed something. So I'm also a practitioner. I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I believe that we all read eyes all the time, and humans, we're animals too, and we pick up so much about each other when we see each other. You can get a sense of what this is like and how you do this if you imagine when you meet someone with dark sunglasses and you can't see their eyes. So much is missing. It can be very frustrating, and as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much more there. We pick up so much about each other. I describe what I see in people with a set of archetypes to make it more concrete and understandable. So you can see what are all these aspects of you that are kind of collected together as one trait or collection of traits that explain you so much more, help you understand your purpose, why you do what you do, why you love what you love, and help you make choices that support you being its full expression of your purpose. Understanding the people that are around you and honoring the people that are around you, seeing how you can collaborate and co-create together, and also making choices about where you want to spend your time, like what job would be a good fit, what organization would be a good fit, and for relating, what person would be great for you to date. Those are the kinds of questions that I answer. In addition to understanding people and the patterns in their soul and the mapping of their purpose, I also can feel more deeply into underlying emotional things as part of my body psychology work. And there are all sorts of ways that we can utilize our own body. It's really a signaling device helping us understand what's happening, and we can utilize our bodies as ways of moving forward and shifting as well. So that's about me. And so mostly it's going to be the other practitioners answering questions on animals tonight, and I'll jump in if I have something to share too. I might share something about you as you ask about an animal. Oh, let's see, the way this works, and I'll paste this into chat again too, is it's free to be here to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question. I know we've got at least one person in line, and we probably have more in line that have jumped in the last couple of minutes I haven't seen yet. So the way it'll work when you ask a question, we'll bring you on screen if you're willing to be on screen, so you can ask your question, and you can have some dialogue with the practitioners as we go along. And when you ask a question, if we go deeper than you want us to go, or we start talking about a topic that for us is related, but you don't want us talking about that here, given that this is recorded and going to be posted online, and there's so many of us here together as well, even just now, that's okay. Let us know. Unmute and let us know. Write in the chat, wave your hands to get our attention. We want to honor you in the way that we answer. So please let us know if there's any way that we're going kind of astray from what you'd like to have happen tonight. I encourage all of you to listen and learn from all that's asked and all that's shared. As I mentioned a bit, it's a great opportunity to open to your own intuition, as when people ask questions, you might notice that some insight comes through you, or you might notice when our practitioners are sharing that, oh yeah, I had that thought, or I had that wondering. So it's a great opportunity to tune more into your own capacity and your own gifts. And you may have something come through you that one of us doesn't share, and it could be equally valid. It's just that we don't happen to share it. So always trust yourself and just use us as a way of continuing to tune in and see what resonates for you, and to trusting yourself more. And oh yeah, please, please, if you could allow the attention to stay up on the panel tonight, that would be great. What you could do if something comes through you and you realize something's coming through as a message or might be a message, I encourage you to write it down, as often the messages don't stay very long. And then if you could please wait until we finish answering that person's question. And then if you want, you can reach out in private chat and you can write and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through for you. And please honor their answer. It's possible that they'll be full after having heard from several of us. And trust that that message came through you for some reason, not to be shared with them. All right, I think that's the background of all that we need to get going. And let me take another quick look. I know we've got one person in line, as I mentioned, and I'm guessing we've had some more jump in. So I just want to let you all know where we are with that. Okay, maybe only one there so far. And oh yeah, another person has just jumped in line too. So let's see. So D is going to be first. And then, or, oh, trying to sort these out. This is so wild. Okay. Okay, yeah, so D and then Jillian is next. All right, D, let's, all right, great. I'll bring you to the front, and then I'm gonna spotlight some of our practitioners too. So we'll have everyone up here on screen.
I'm trying to figure out how to flip my camera around so it's on my kitty cat.
Take your time. And some of the practitioners don't want to look. So practitioners, don't look if you don't want to see the animal.
Are there any that don't want to look?
There are some. So it's better if we know ahead of time if you're going to show us photos.
Oh, okay. Are there some that would like to look?
I'd like to look too. So yeah, there are a few. Yeah, it's half want to look. So yeah, feel free to go ahead.
Okay. I can't figure out how to flip my camera around.
Oh, there should be a button on one of the corners.
Oh, I see. There he is. His name is Angel. And I don't know how he feels about being on YouTube with me talking personal questions about him, but I think he'll be fine. I have a number of questions. Is it okay if I just ask multiple questions and you just answer whatever you want? How does that sound?
Yeah, that's probably better. Go ahead and give us all of the different questions and we'll see what we can pull together in our answers.
Okay. Thank you. So a basic question about him is like, if there's a message, you know, just anything that I need to know about a message from him and how to care for him better. If there's something I'm missing that he needs from me that I'm not giving him, that's just a basic question. There's also a few concerns I have about his digestion for you medical intuitives out there. And, you know, sometimes there's blood when he poops, and I've taken him to the vet around this, and it's, you know, been difficult to figure out. It hasn't been severe lately, just a little bit of blood. And sometimes there's these like little poop pellets that just kind of fall out of his butt. I'm sorry, pardon the TMI, but
It's okay.
and-
It's medical, we're good.
okay. They're like, they look like rabbit droppings, and I've read about this online a little bit, you know, but nobody seems to understand much about this. And then a third question that's not really that important, but a dead bird showed up at my doorstep on my back porch, and I wonder if a stray cat brought that to me and if there's some message behind that. And yeah, his name is Angel, and I love him very much. Thank
And
you.
the practitioner that's not looking might want to know his coloration, I think.
He's a black, long-haired cat.
Great, thank you. I'm taking notes on your questions.
And how old is he?
He's 7.
Okay, great. And just while they're checking in, we've got 2 other people in line, Jillian and Catherine. Okay, great. Dr. Nadine, go ahead.
I didn't catch your name. I caught Angel's name, but what's your name?
Denise.
Hi, Denise. So a couple things. One of the things, I'm looking at his intestines, and he's super, super, super dehydrated. So a couple things down the spine. So like if you start at the top of his head and literally take your fingers and scooch them down the spine. So start at like at the top of the head, scooch down the spine, all the way down to the tail, and then pull the energy off the tail. That will stimulate. Yeah, so see how you're just taking your fingers? Now take your, whatever these 2 fingers are in your thumb, and scooch them so that you're doing like a little pinching motion down from the top of the head, and you're scooching right on the spine, not out. Right now you're on the stomach. So I want you to stay right on his kidney meridian. And you're just going to scooch all the way down from the head down to the tail, and then pull the energy off the tail lightly. That will stimulate his kidneys.
So like this, what I'm pinching as I'm moving?
Yeah, but you're too wide. So you're making like an inch, and we want this to be maybe 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Hey, baby. Hi, upside down boy. There you go. But do that same thing that you're doing. Just start at the top of his head. And you can do that every time before you feed him, when you're bonding with him. And also that does stimulate the kidney meridian. So that's going to help the water flow in his body. The other thing that I'm looking at is, what's his diet? Tell me what what you feed him.
I feed him, pardon the mess. I feed him the dry version and the wet version.
Okay, how much wet is he getting?
He gets 1/6 of a can. He gets this like 1/6 of a can twice a day.
Okay, and how much dry?
He free feeds the dry, so probably a third of a cup a day. And
Okay.
I give him NutriThrive
Okay,
powder.
okay. What about oil? Is he getting any fish oils in there?
Well, it says fish oil powder.
Yeah, so I mean, are you giving him any oil at all?
No, it's just
Okay.
he gets fish oil powder in here.
Okay, okay. And then when you're doing the wet, are you adding some water into that so that he gets more water in his feeding time?
I pinched him. I was trying to see if he was dehydrated, but he didn't like being pinched right there. That's why he meowed. Yes, I put water into it. He likes his wet food extra wet.
Excellent. So the thing that I'm just watching is, cats are carnivores, and the dry diet really is not helpful for them. They like the crunch. So if you're interested and you would like to talk about converting him or introducing raw food, that would be like chicken gizzards, turkey gizzards, chicken hearts, cutting them up and maybe adding, a teaspoon to a tablespoon in each of his feedings along with that wet, and mixing that with his added water is going to help him digest better, and you won't see those little dried little rabbit turd, poops. And it's going to help him digest all the way from the top, all the way to the bottom. I'm just looking at his intestinal tract, and there's a spot where he's just got a bunch of dehydrated food stuck in there. So when he gets really dry and he tries to evacuate that, it's hard to evacuate. So that's why you're getting the poop pellets. And the other thing that happens is when there's not a lot of poop coming out, the anal glands won't express. So you didn't talk about that, but I want you to look at his anus and see if he's got, those anal glands on the side that need to be expressed. And the fastest way to get him to express those is to feed him some raw food and help it push through.
Go ahead.
The other thing the team is saying is to once a week is to take an egg, a whole egg, and whip it up and give him like half of that. So he'll get the yolk and the egg white, mix it together, give him half of that mixed in his wet food. And that lysine in there will just help him really shift his coat and everything, and will help with the digestion process.
Okay, and then just do it raw.
Raw, yes. Do not cook the egg. Raw.
Okay, and I tried getting him a fountain, but he just drinks, I just fill up a big tub and I change the water every few days, every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, he looks like he likes to drink out of whatever cup you're drinking out of. Like, so if you have maybe you made yourself a really nice cup of really cold water and you take a couple sips out of it and you put it on the counter, he'll come over and finish drinking out of it. But the fountain he doesn't know what to do with it. Doesn't really excite him too much. Hi, you helping Angel? So can you watch, because Little Bear's here, he's going to help me. Can you watch my screen?
Let me put it on your screen. Yes.
Yes. So I'm starting right at the top of his head, and I'm just going to scooch. Come here. So you're on the film. So I'm just going to scooch down his back. Boop, boop, boop. And now, of course, and then he doesn't want to show you his tail. Boop. And then I'm just pulling the energy off of his tail.
Yeah. So
we're coming down.
The pinching.
Okay. Can you help us? Yeah, here you go. Boop, 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 boom. And we're done.
Great.
So it's very fast.
Right.
And he likes to do it. He's a goon. He will not eat his food until he's had his kidney meridian stimulated. It's like it's our bonding thing now. Hi, everybody wants to say hi to you. All right, so Angel and Little Bear are actually talking back and forth. So would you show Angel what we're doing? Yeah, and show him your wet food. Okay, that's all we have.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's great. Thank you. My dog is talking now too. All right, we've got Laurie and then Cindy. Go ahead, Laurie.
I just have a few things to add there, Denise. I was picking up in her intestines. She was very, very, very inflamed. But one of the things that can help her anal glands is bran buds. Actually, just a
Say
little
that
tiny
again?
bit. Bran buds. Get some bran buds, the little cereal that you can get, and put a little bit of that in with a little bit of water. Let it moisten up and let it expand, and give him a little bit of it, like half a teaspoon every couple days or so, and that will help him express his anal glands.
Okay, bran buds.
Yeah, you can get them at any grocery store.
So I just look up bran, so BRANBUDS.
Yeah, bran
Okay,
buds.
and he's inflamed?
Yeah, his intestines are inflamed when I tapped into him a little bit. But that's because of him being backed up and whatnot too. What's going on with his intestines is his digestive system.
I see.
Yeah, but Nadine had an awful lot to say there, so that's awesome. I just wanted to add that little bit there for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Laurie. All right, go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah. Cheers to Nadine. You are amazing healer, medical intuitive for animals. You know, you have really shared quite a bit of information that's so valid. So I also picked up, the first thing Angel says is, my stomach is sensitive. And then goes, my hips hurt. Then goes, I'm the queen of this house. I love you, mother. Mom. She calls you mom. I want some tuna fish. And meaning ahi, not the canned stuff. And also, I want to meditate with you. And I want to pray with you for both my health and your health. And so this is a very spiritual being right there, as well as one of your familiars. And so I just want you to, she's asking that you pray for a miracle for both of you. So I hope that helps.
There's a miracle that's needed.
We can always ask for miracles in our life, synchronicity, divine timing, opportunities, abundance, that kind of thing.
Okay, great. Thank you. Is he in danger? I got scared when you said miracle. Oh no. I hear what you're saying though. Is there a danger with his health?
No.
Okay.
It's just that Angel wants both of you to stay healthy. And one of the ways to stay healthy is, as you know, to meditate so that you can clear your own energetic fields and your animals as well. It's important to stay in a cleared state. There's so much chaos going on around us that the home is really the place to keep things calm and centered and focused. And that's what the cat is asking for.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. All right, go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Denise. Again, everybody said a lot. I just wanted to add that I think a lot of what he's trying to do is he's also representing these issues with yourself as well. So for you to drink more water, for you to enjoy him, like Cindy was saying, I think in meditation, he wants to help and support you. So he's really trying to connect with you and speak with you. So if you are drinking more, also he needs to be grounded more, and for yourself as well. So really asking that you guys are both grounding so that he's really connected to the earth, and then he has a way of releasing any energies that are, he needs to let go of, and for yourself as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else has been said.
Does he need to go outside when you say grounding? I mean,
No. You can just, it's like, imagine that he's got roots coming out of his feet into the earth, and he's, anchoring himself as you would anchor yourself with your feet and your root chakra. And just like you're really grounding and centering that down to the core of the earth. And like you have this big solid tube, that then allows that as a way of sending energy down out of your body or his body that doesn't need to be there. So, and then the other energy is also coming in. So it's kind of coming in from the earth and then going back out. Does that help?
Thank you. Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, thanks, Carolyn. Go ahead, Donna.
Everybody said lots of good things, and that's exactly what I picked up on too. I get that he's very uncomfortable. And I think that has to do with his intestines being stopped up or whatever. He just doesn't feel comfortable within his digestive tract. The other thing that I got was that he's looking, I think this idea of grounding him is really important, but I was also being shown that I don't know how much you're with him, but he was showing me that he would like to have a little hidey hole, someplace to power down. Not necessarily at night or anything, but just a little place he can go. And the last thing was that I don't know if you have any windows that have like sashes that go up and down, but if you can put a bed for him or a pillow or something, not open the sash where he could fall out or, just about that much, or he can get fresh air and real sunshine on him, because I think he needs to have that energy of fresh air, and also of sun, real sun, not coming through a window, but actually on his body. So I don't know if that's possible in your house, but if not, you can always put him in his cat carrier and take him out with you and sit in a chair in the yard, and you can get the sun through the cat carrier. So, but I'm not.
When you say, I'm sorry, when you say sash, I didn't understand.
Windows that have an up and a down.
Oh yeah, no, mine goes
Sideways.
left. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I open it too much, he'll climb on the screen.
exactly. So you don't want to do that.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying something.
No, that was all I wanted to say. He's just feeling to me like he's kind of out of sorts, and maybe being out with nature a little bit might help him. So hope that helps, but
Okay.
not to run free in the yard or anything like that. I don't mean for him to be outside free or anything like that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And the first one told me about stuff. Is there any way like to get the stuff out of him, like to get to expel? Is it just more water and things like that?
Yeah, you just need to make sure he's getting plenty of water. And I think forgot who mentioned about oil. Not to give him oil, but if you can think of anything like somebody said fresh tuna or something like that, but some of the oily fish.
And I think what Laurie suggested had fiber, probably, right? And so that would probably help. Laurie, I don't remember what they're called.
Bran buds, yeah.
Okay. Not fish oil, you said? Don't give him fish oil?
No, I meant not to dump oil on his food. Get him have diarrhea from too much oil.
Okay, but a little fish oil on his food is fine too, right?
Denise, reach out to me. There's something I'd like to introduce you to, but I don't want to do it in a public arena. So reach out to me and I'll give you some other information.
All right, you're Nadine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Nadine. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right,
Thank
great.
you, Donna.
Great. Thank you so much, Dee, for getting us started off with a great question. Great responses from all of our practitioners.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's see. And so we've got several people in line now. So Jillian is next, and then Catherine, and then Vicky. And I think that Leslie just got in line, and I know Doris is wanting to ask a question too. So, all right, let's see. I'll move you, Dee, off of the spotlight. And then Jillian. All right, there you are. Bring you up here. All right, Jillian, go ahead.
Hi, my name's Jillian. My dog's name is Maynard, and he is a Belgian Malinois rescue. We are I believe his fourth home. And in his previous homes, he wasn't always treated very well. He is very fearful of men. And one of my daughter's boyfriends, he doesn't seem to really take to. They've lived here for 8 months and he still barks at him every single time he sees him. So I don't know what's going on there or how I can get him to feel more comfortable, less anxious, and not, he's kind of a protector dog too. He likes to protect our other dog. So we're just working through those couple of issues. He just went outside to go to the bathroom, but he should come back up in a minute. He is about 105 pounds. So he's a big dog and he's tan with a black face.
Great. I'm sure they're gonna have great answers. I have a little dog that has some of the same challenges. He's new to me. I've adopted him too, and he had some challenges before. And I found that if I just grab him and flip him on his back and hold him, like, I'm Alpha, you're safe, I totally got you, it's not your job, he like immediately calms down. So you can't do that with a 105-pound dog, but that's what I do with my little 10-pounder, 11-pounder.
Could you
Yeah,
say how,
he's very fearful. He won't go towards them. He backs away.
Okay.
how old is
He will be 5 in August.
Okay, great. It looks like Carolyn's ready. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Jillian.
Hi.
Thank you for your question. What I'm picking up is that there's definitely some emotional baggage and trauma that he really needs to get cleared. And that is what he is reacting to. He's, especially since you said he was at 4 different homes. He's got a lot of conflicting messages and he doesn't know who to trust. And there's still some emotional scarring there that he really needs to be dealt with. And, you know, myself and the others, some of us do different forms of healing that we can help work with that to help clear that. Because I think once that is cleared, and then he can learn that he can trust and can be reintroduced to the men and these other people, he will be a whole different dog for you.
Okay.
Because he, until that is gone, until that's cleared, he's still kind of on that old programming.
Okay, right. I have cleared his chakras and his elements, but I have
He
not
needs
cleared
more than
his
that.
timeline or
Right.
the trauma and that kind of stuff.
Right. It's the trauma, the memory, there's probably some old beliefs in there and just the whole, emotional, that runs pretty deep because it's it's been several times. And yes, doing the chakras is great and keep doing it. But it needs a little bit more than that to help him to clear and release so he can move forward. But just keep sending him love, keep sending him support. Let him know that that is his past. It's like you don't need to be, re-experiencing that again. It's like, you can let him know that you understand that this is where he's at, but he can start to let that go by just sort of acknowledging it with him. That will help him to start the process as well. So that's what I'm getting. Thank you.
Thanks, Carolyn. We've got Laurie in line and then Dr. Nadine.
Hi, Jillian. I'm picking up, I don't know why, but is there your boyfriend, is it your boyfriend that comes and he doesn't like him?
It's my daughter's boyfriend.
Daughter's boyfriend.
They live here.
Does he wear a hat or anything?
No, not normally, but he's 20. So sometimes he puts his hoodie on, which definitely Maynard does not like that. He does not like
some form of clothing that it scares him from his previous life.
I think so.
I'm a theta healer, so I can take away emotions from your dog if you're interested. You can look me up. Okay. I work with animals quite a lot with emotions and things like that. And I also had a rescue dog that just passed away this last week. And she came with a whole whack of emotional issues. So it can be very challenging, but it can be very rewarding if you persevere and work through it, because they really, really do appreciate it. And they do become more and more, committed to us as we help them heal. So I do get she's very attached to you. Okay. But yeah, they got a lot of fears there, a lot from before. And they're very, very scared and unsure if this is going to be their forever home. Okay, so if we can relieve
Okay.
some of those emotions and just
Okay.
keep talking to her like Carolyn was saying, and reassuring and letting
Yeah.
them know that they're loved, that you're not going to let go of them. That's something I had to do with my little one, was let her know that she was staying here no matter what. I was going to work with her. So
Okay.
just some little tips there on top of what Carolyn had to offer.
And Laurie, were you offering to do anything with emotions during the panel, or you're saying you could do that afterwards in a
I can
session?
do it afterwards. I could do some I could just do some general ones, and then I could do it with the cat as well, if that's something that anybody wants. Could do a little bit of theta for them.
I mean, I'm open to whatever you would like to do. That would be fabulous.
Because I think with all animals, it's about feeling wanted and worthy and loved. And so, I mean, that's just something I can do while we're doing the panel, and I can do that for your animal. What's your animal's name? What's your dog's name?
His name is Maynard.
Maynard. Okay. So for
He's-
Maynard and Angel,
It fits him. He's pretty goofy. I wish he would come up here.
that's okay. So yeah, I'll do that while we're.
Does
doing the-
anybody need to see him? I can take the camera down there and
I can't hear you. Some don't want to, so I think it's okay. If anyone wants to.
If you have a picture of him, because there's something I'd like to do with you, but if you have a picture of him,
Some practitioners don't look if you don't want to see.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Yeah,
Jen.
I can find one. Hopefully that you can see it. I'm gonna see his face. Or the
Laurie, are you complete?
No, that's fine. I know. So yeah, Laurie's, so Dr. Nadine.
Yeah,
is
I'm
next,
done.
and then Cindy and then Donna. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
So
Oh,
Jillian.
can I show a picture now?
Yeah.
Yeah, photo on screen for those who don't want to see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need that. Can you send that to me in the chat? Because I need to zoom in to find out what
It might be
his
better
color-
if she texts you. Is your number that I have?
Yeah,
Yes,
970, yeah. So,
okay, I can grab it.
okay, yeah, so I'm gonna talk,
you-
I'm gonna talk around that, and then you can send me the picture directly, because I need to zoom in a little closer on the image. So a couple
Laureli, can you
things.
put that number in the chat?
I did just now. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So Jillian, have you dated in your life?
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, so before you got married, did you date?
Oh, sure.
1 or 2, 3? And is there any time like in your presence, like in your marriage, that something will show up, but it really is triggered from some earlier, a memory from
Sure.
earlier, right? So animals are 100 times more sensitive than we are. And they bring everything from every person they've encountered, every pain that they have. He is literally bringing this to you and saying, here I'm offering you all of this really incredible hodgepodge of connection. And I can't remember who said it, but there's been a couple people who've mentioned that the need to disconnect from the pain, a disconnect from the past. And again, you have some very talented practitioners here. So if that's something you're interested in, reach out to one of us to help disconnect from the past. And then my suggestion would be is after you disconnect him from his past, then bond him to your heart so that he's in present time with you.
Okay.
In addition to that, I'm going to suggest that you work on his trust color and match your crown to his trust color. But I think your picture just showed up. I want to ask him what his safe color is. And every animal wears their safe color on their body. Oh, very cool. Okay, so he's showing, he's kind of has his arm out showing you. So if you take the picture, I want you to take the picture, zoom in on his nose and right down into his chest. And you're going to see a patch on his chest that is more beige
white.
color. Okay, that is
Okay.
right there. Just grab that color, put it on the top of your head.
The
He
white
will
patch
match
on
you
his
there.
chest,
Um,
right under his paw.
so above, like he's got a white patch here. I want you to come up and, you know, as I'm
Okay.
looking at the picture over on the left-hand side. So
Okay.
it's down, there's a golden patch and then right below it is more blonde, not the white, the blonde. See where I'm
Mhm.
pointing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's his safe color. So I
Okay.
just want you to reach out and grab that safe color and put it on the top of your head. So what you are doing is you are saying, I am matching my energy field to where you feel safe.
Okay.
Breathe that color. And then if you want to get really creative, in the room you're in, would you imagine the ceiling, paint the ceiling that color, paint the walls that color? That's his safe color. That's where he feels safe. And just practice that and then come back and give some feedback, and you know, then we can take you to another tool. And anyone listening, it's every animal has the color, they wear it where they feel safe. And it's as easy as that. You grab the color, put it on top of your head. It takes your crown chakra, your entire energy field matches their safe color. And then the other
Okay.
part we talked about was energetically painting the walls, you know, the ceiling, the walls, the floor with your animal's safe color. You will immediately feel them completely shift.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
And then, yeah, you sent me a picture. So again, if you want more work to disconnect from the past and bond him to you, and then work on trust, I'm more than willing to work with you on that outside of this panel. And there, you know, other people have offered. So, you know, you really open your heart, see who you connect with, and rock and roll with that. You're in good hands.
Great. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome.
Great. I'm just going to jump in quickly just before we go to Cindy and then Donna. I love that Nadine was asking about past relationships, because you have a pattern in your eyes of you tend to take a lot on yourself. You tend to hold a lot of responsibility. And I'm wondering if you have some people in your life that are a little tough, and that your daughter might have learned the same pattern. And it's something about emotionally about the men also in your life that have been challenges too. And the dog is just picking up on that and attempting to get you to face that. So that could be what's here too. And you're touching right here, right now, which body psychology, this is connected to anger, like yes and no.
Oh,
So
that's funny. I was actually feeling somebody touching my face, which I get a lot, but I can see my daughter. I used to be a fixer, and I can see her doing the same thing.
yeah, so there might be something a little hard, a little harsh in the man that the dog is responding to as well. So just other layers that you can look into to help clean up the space and be a model for your daughter in that way too.
Great, thank you.
And your energy too, when you answered the question, your energy really shifted also. If you go back and look at the video, the first question about the people that have been in your life. All right, so we've got Cindy and Donna. Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, hi, Jillian. I too have a slightly shamanic take on what your animal needs, just like Nadine has mentioned.
Mhm.
You know, you are a healer, and as a healer, we loan our pieces of ourselves out to people. And so what I heard from your beloved dog, first was, I want to be the alpha. Other men threaten me because they don't trust me. And then when I, tuned in deeper at a deeper level with this beautiful being, I was getting, I'm depressed and I'm feeling that I'm not enough. And so many times we, as healers, and we meet clients that just don't feel like they're enough. And in this case, it happens to be your beloved. And just like Laurie was mentioning, and Nadine, I would like you to actually call back all of the energy that you've ever loaned out to anyone in any past life, this present life, or any future lifetime. And I would like you to do it with this beautiful beloved. And I would like you to act as the shaman, to open up your heart, make a bridge of love to your animal, and do the exercise, and do it in the 4 directions. Stand in your truth and call all of you back. So it kind of goes like this. I call all of me back that I've loaned in any past life, present life, or any future lifetimes. And then just bring it in from the crown and all the way down, and be grateful. And then swing over to each direction, but do it with your animal, so that you're calling both not only your pieces back to you, but your familiar. He's your familiar, and wants to be recognized and validated for the truth that he stands for. That I'm hoping that you can help reinstall and bring back to him. So I hope that helps.
Definitely. I'll definitely try that. No, he's a very wonderful dog. Super sweet. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Okay, go ahead, Donna.
Okay, hi. I saw your beautiful dog, and I immediately got that his fear obviously comes from the previous things that he has experienced. So I'll just go through this. It kind of came in bits and pieces, but first of all, just as a suggestion, or I would, as that the others have said, I would try to get any one of us to do a complete healing on him, from his physical to his emotional to his spiritual levels, to get him grounded, to get his chakras spinning correctly, and his emotional clearings and all of those things, because he's been through so much. It would be very helpful to help him to help him in that way. But first of all, also understand that animals, dogs and cats particularly, are like sponges, and they will absorb any non-positive energy in your house. So the boyfriend, I don't know anything about him, but I'm just offering this up if that's some sort of possibility of he's not feeling comfortable. It could be the past experience he had with somebody with a hood that harmed him. And you could find that out if you had a complete healing done with him. But in the meantime, just to kind of think about your house and and how you might clear it with some sage, or do some meditation and ask your spirit guides to come in and help clear the energy in the house for him to allow him to be calm. So what do you
do that a couple times a month.
Mm-hmm. So what, and also a really important part for me is that to talk with him constantly, whether in your head or out loud, and express to him over and over again that he is in his forever house and he's never leaving, and that he is yours and he's not leaving, so that he knows absolutely that he is safe now. But so that trust is really, really important for forever home. Now, what he said next was, he said, and I wanted to point out to you that whenever I call them in, I ask them to come in through a tunnel of light between their heart and my heart. And generally they walk, or if they're older, they might, kind of have a little hitch in their walk, because they have arthritis or something. But he came crawling, and it was so sad. And he was just so crushed. And he said, I'm a big dog, and people expected me to absorb too many bumps, is what he called it. Too much was expected of me. I'm a big dog, but I am not invincible. And he said, I tried to help the others. So he's speaking now of other people that he was around before he came to you. And he said, I tried to help the others. So, animals come in this lifetime to be with us as part of a divine purpose, and they give us a chance to learn. And he said, they were not able to accept my help. They were not can't read my writing. Anyway, these other people were not in the grace. That's what he said. They were not in the grace, and they were not able to take my help. So he's asking now, he says, I asked him to sit up and be proud of who he is. And I told him that he's, beautiful dog. One of the things that I think all of us are able to do, but you can look it up online too, is EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique tapping, where you do this and say, I'm
I know
sorry.
this. Yeah.
Know that I would do that over and over with him. Now, he did ask me, he said, is this family going to, quote, is this what he put in quotes, see me? That's what he's saying. Is this family going to see me? Not a big dog to show off about. He said, I don't want to be seen as a big dog to be talked about that way. And so he's saying that until he can feel more comfortable and feel more relaxed, his responsibility right now, the one that he can take on, is to protect the other little dog. And that he feels very proud to do, very strong to do, able to do. And he said that that's what he is, what he can. And he put CAN, capital letters. That is what I can do now. But he said, I could do so much more. I just need to be reassured. I need to know that my mom is capable and protective of me, because I have so much growing to do. And he said he wants to be with you as you grow too in your own work. And he said he'll be able to communicate with you more on a spiritual level and share with you if you will allow him to heal. So I hope that helps, dear.
That does really help. Protecting the other dog is one of the problems a little bit. She's a German Shepherd, and she gets she doesn't need protecting. She's a big dog in her own right.
Again, this is a really good example of how doing a healing with any one of us, that could be addressed.
Great. Perfect.
That dog could be spoken to and have a confab between the two of them as you're doing the healing. And so any one of us can talk to both animals and explain to them, this is the situation, this is what we need you to do, this is what we need you to cooperate. Love everywhere. So
yes, he's in here now. If anybody wants to, if you want me to put the camera on him, I can.
That should be okay now. Sure.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yes, I think.
Oh, they both.
I was laying down. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's great. Thank you so much. Anyone have anything else for
Thank
Julie?
you.
Laurie, did you want to speak to what the healing that you did?
So I just did a theta healing for the collective. I mostly had Maynard and Angel in my thoughts, but with Maynard, I did a lot of safeness. Like I did it's safe to be secure, and it's good to be safe, and feelings of that. And I felt it kind of leave for him when I did it, when I downloaded the emotions for him and relieved the stuff that's no longer serving him, like fear and anxiety. I felt that leave. And afterwards, when I tapped in, I saw him standing a lot more prouder and straight and confident. So that's kind of what I got for your dog in particular. But I just kind of gave everybody in general who's on the calls, dogs or animals, a little bit of a pick-me-up. Like I, generally downloaded them with feeling safe and secure, getting rid of any fears or anxieties that they might have, being able to be themselves and be in their true personalities and be happy and joyful. So those are kind of what I just did for everybody's animals.
And you mentioned too for Angel for the last question, you added.
Oh yes,
detail.
Angel. I also when I tapped into her intestines and they're all inflamed, I do a cooling gel that goes down her intestines and makes them feel better, and they release all that tension. And so you might find, I believe it was Denise, that your cat might go to the bathroom shortly hereafter. Okay, so if that happens, that's what's going on. So don't be concerned, don't be alarmed. It's working.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Laurie. Thank you, Jillian, for your question. Glad you appreciated your time with us. All right. Let's see, we've got Catherine next. Catherine.
Hi.
Okay, great. Let me get you here in the spotlight. All right, great. What is your question?
So I have a little 12-year-old Corgi Pomeranian Husky mix. He was initially a wild dog. And so we had to go through adjustment period of that. So currently he does have some arthritis. He has always been kind of a lifeguard when it comes to anything and everything, especially the water. He does have anxiety, and I noticed his anxiety has increased when it comes to any kind of like Zoom meetings or anything with spiritual. So I have been bubbling him up and grounding him and myself to help with that. And then I guess the biggest things is just trying to figure out like what he needs, like, you know, like what does he, like what kind of walks is he looking for now as he's getting older? Like how we can help with his arthritis, how can we help with his anxiety? And then like just things that I guess he just wants to share with us would be great. I could show him if people want to see him. We could give like a little second to give
Sure,
people
that's
that don't want
fine.
to see.
Thanks for the warning. Yeah, some are looking away.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How do I, here we go. Kirby. So that's him. I don't know if you guys were able to see him, but hopefully, yes.
And it's Donna, did you get enough of a physical description? You're
And
muted.
what was his name?
Kirby, like the
Kirby.
vacuum, Kirby. He's very chatty. He's very husky that way.
Yeah, so practitioners will just let me know when they're ready. I'll just mention while we're waiting, people are asking the difference about supporting, sustaining, and supported. Supporting is that you have resources to be generous and help others that can't spend as much. Sustaining is paying what we say is like a fair value for the question. And then supported is when you're receiving some support from people who have paid more. So we let you choose what you want to pay. Right, great. Dr. Nadine's ready. Go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
Oh no. Oh, I thought I froze.
You're still muted. Dr. Nadine, you're muted.
That's it. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like if I stand on one foot, can you hear me now? It just cracks me up. He's cracking me up because he said, you described him as he was a little wild, right?
He was a wild dog, yeah.
Yeah, so part of where you ask this question of, he still really wants wild walks, right? Wild walks. And what that means is off leash, getting to go, having permission to go and wild it all up, you know, kind of be able to sniff where he wants to, pee where he wants to, roll where he wants to. And he's going to bring you presents back and get all excited. I mean, seriously, get excited about what he's bringing you. And even if you, as you know, you'd be looking at the thing going, okay, but it's dead. Not to him. To him, it's the most gracious, bestest thing in the world. Pick it up, you know, sniff it, put it back down, thank him for it, put it behind your back, thank him for it, and let him go sniff some more. That is going to help him really heal more. He loves the new structure. He loves knowing that he can always come home and have structure. And he really, really wants the wild side, the wild ride. He misses that part. Okay, that's one piece. The other piece that came through, and this came up for somebody else, he needs some oil in his body. And I can put this out for everybody. It's called Omega Ease. You can get it from chewy.com. I swear by this stuff. This fish oil is any animal, but specifically cats and dogs. It's just a small portion that you would give him every day, and it just goes in and it really relieves the that's the wrong way of saying it. It allows the bursa sac, where you have two joints. The bursa is the fluid that runs between the joints. It gives that cushion so that there's not that arthritis pain. The other thing he's showing me, he would really enjoy it if you would stretch him. So like if you have your hand underneath his belly and pull a back leg back, and then pull the other back leg back, and then, stretch out a front leg, or have him, upside down where you're massaging him and really, elongating his limbs will really help the movement, the flexibility of his body. Okay, is that good information for you?
Yes. My only question is, so he doesn't get along with other dogs. And so it was a lot easier when we lived in Ottawa, but we moved to Victoria. And like everywhere loves their dogs off leash here, which is wonderful, but he doesn't like other dogs approaching him.
Sure. So do you have where he's showing me is wild. So we're not in a doggy park. We're not in a place where you're going to get fined for being off leash. Can you take him out? Do you know anybody who's out in the countryside in Ottawa or wherever you said you were in Canada, that you're in Victoria? Can you go on a hike and have him to where he feels, or have a really long leash that's really like one of those bungee cord leashes, to where it feels, even though he's leashed, to him it doesn't feel like he's leashed. He has freedom, to kind of bungee around and kind of explore and be the wild child. He's just really missing the wild child.
That makes sense. Yeah,
is what he's missing. And Laureli, so you brought Puppy up. Can you demonstrate like holding his belly and stretching a leg out in front? So you're showing Catherine how to like just stretch the limbs. So what you're wanting to do is get under the armpit, right? Get under the armpit and stretch that just like you would your arm, and then do it on both sides, and then get under the back hip. And so you're kind of holding the belly, not the groin area, but the belly, and there you go. And you're opening up that hip joint and pulling it out, not hard, just gently pulling that out. And your doggy is going to absolutely fall in love with you and, roll over and flop and go more, mom, more. Okay.
Thank you, Nadine.
You're welcome.
Let's see, we've got Carolyn ready, and then Cindy. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Catherine. Great little doggy. Is so cute. Such a great energy to Kirby. But I'm picking up that he's very sensitive, especially to other people's energies and other animals' energies. You were talking about when you're on meetings and everything, he has a hard time picking up all that crazy energy. It's like on this call, you've got all these people and everything, and he's picking up all of that energy. So it's really important, kind of like you would do for yourself. You could put a protective bubble of energy around yourself. Do that around him so that he is protected. He's not taking on other people's or other animals' energies, because he is very sensitive to that. Also, I kept getting that he's I won't say part fish, but he really does like the water. It's like he's got that water sense to him, and
yes, he is
kind of
like, yeah.
like in a previous life he was some sort of either dolphin or something. Yep. He was definitely in the ocean. And
Yes.
so he still kind of resonates with that energy. So, and the movement, like Nadine was saying, I think for him, you know, even just getting him running, getting him moving, it's really important for him to have that freedom of movement, so that he's able, that will help his joints also.
Thank you.
He's very happy.
Hi.
Like, yeah, hi there, Cookie.
Yeah, okay, go lay down.
He wants to participate in this conversation.
Yes,
But he's very
I was actually
energetic.
waiting for this.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm getting, but you know, following up with what Nadine said, that's all very good. And just, you know, also just, you know, like the massaging and like she was saying, you know, I think that contact on him and helping run that energy off of him as well, like she said in the previous call or question, that would be very helpful for him too, to keep things moving in his body so that it gets in and out very easily. But he's great. What a sweetheart. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you, Carolyn. We've got Cindy and then Donna.
Okay, hi, Catherine. Okay, so as a lot of the others have already told you about the general nature of your beloved, I heard I need steps. And Mom, you're always so proud of me, you know. And then I'm bored. I need to socialize with new situations, just like Nadine was talking about. My teeth hurt. I want to learn more about animals, other animals. And so you can do that with your iPad or, you know, your laptop and just start showing them other animals so he can understand, you know, what other animals are doing, like not just dogs and cats, although they're entertaining, but, you know, in the wild. And to Carolyn's point, yes, I looked at his past life and he was a ship's dog, you know, kept on a ship. So he loves that. He loves the running and the wildness that Nadine was talking about on the bow of a ship, you know, like bouncing around and running around and, you know, feeling like, you know, he's traveling. And when he was talking, he was saying to me, what I heard was, stop talking about me. I can feel all the practitioners, you know, ooh, you know, that whole thing. And then he says, read me a story before I go to bed.
Oh, okay. So just to, I guess, have a follow-up. So it's funny because I've had him for 11 years, and so we have so he's been in my life since I was like 15. And so when I was in high school, we'd lay on the bed together and watch videos and just cuddle up. And then he doesn't come on the bed anymore, and he doesn't come on the couch just because of his arthritis. And even if we've tried to get stairs and stuff, he won't do it. But just so we'll just come down on his level then and do it together and make it that simplified. Would he like kayaking then?
Not so sure about that. Is this a double kayak? Or, I mean, will he have his head out? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's spots where you can put dogs on kayaks and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the one thing he's wondering about is getting in and out.
Yeah, because he doesn't like to get picked up. Yeah, so that would make sense.
Well, no, it's not so much being picked up as put down because it hurts his joints. And when he was asking for steps, you can go to a car upholstery place and they have, thick, commercial foam. They can cut you stairs and glue it up. And if you teach him, and as long as you make them wide enough, with the tread and the rise, that he has enough space to feel comfortable coming down on it, he'll do it. You're going to have to show him and he'll like that.
Okay.
Do you want him back in your bed?
Not the bed, but I think like the couch. I think he wants to be there, but he just doesn't know where his place is on the couch. I think that's kind of like the biggest feeling I get. And then like, because it's like he wants to come up, but he doesn't know, like he doesn't know. And then like I know it hurts like when he goes down. And so yeah. But yeah, I'll try the foam steps and get them wide enough. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, and then you can just cover that with you know, the plush cover, and that you can put elastic around, and then you can wash it really easy. And you know, you
Okay.
can use it as a decorator image, or style it, baby, style it.
Change up per season. Go Christmas theme.
Yeah, seasonal,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm sure he'll love that. He's got a style, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Got a swag going, you know that. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Donna, go ahead.
Hi, I'm enjoying, he's showing me on the kayak, he's showing me the wind in his ears, you know, just his ears flying back in the wind and the salt water coming over him. So I'm assuming that he would really love that. So go for it.
Right.
First of all, I wanted to ask you, you were saying he's getting a little anxious. And I was shown, have you had him to the vet to check his eyes for cataracts yet? Because I got that he's seeing shadows.
Yeah, he does have cataracts. Yeah.
And that's scaring him
Yeah.
because he's losing more and more. So that's part of his anxiety. So I would assume as long as he's in the house, he knows his way around. You don't move any furniture, you'll be fine. But so that's what I got. The second thing is that I agree with everybody else. He's just a real big character, and he came into me as a huge dog. I mean, a huge dog. That's how he pictures himself, not a little weenie dog or anything.
Yeah.
He's just cool. So as far as him on the Zoom, like you're on now, one of the things I was told is that you need to tell him ahead of time that you're going to be doing that, and that you're going to be putting a protective, as I think Carolyn said, put a protective balloon around him of love and light, so that he doesn't have any incoming negative, because he's very sensitive and he can pick up the people that you're talking to in Zoom. He can pick up negative energies from them or non-positive energy. So do that. And as far as I think who said about reading him a story? Somebody said reading him a story. There you are. I got that he would like it very much if you would get quiet with him, particularly just before bedtime, and meditate with him, or as he asked for, to read a book. So and then I have to laugh because he is very okay. So I don't know where you are in the spiritual spectrum for animals, but he's able to travel. And it was just hilarious because I was just sitting here and I was listening to other people, and then you said something and oh, I know what it was. So I was thinking he was talking to you, okay? And one of the things I was getting was that he told me his chatting has words. And he wants you to tune into him so that you can hear his words, not his doggy voice, but his words, because he has words.
He does talk, like we figured out, like he'll literally say like the word out. He'll just go out, like I want to go out. And then he'll say treat, like he's like treat. I don't know how to mock it.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is more on a mind-to-mind intuitive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Level, because he'll be able, if you even just get a pad of paper and a pencil and just sit there and ask him, could you just tell me some things, and start writing immediately whatever you get. He's got so much to tell you and so much he wants you to learn from him. And then so what I started to say was, he was explaining to me about the chatting that he does, his words. He said he wants you to listen to him, he keeps saying his chatting has words. So he's really important. But at the same time, it was so funny. My Shih Tzu was up here on my couch, right on the arm. And while I was talking to him, he traveled here, and the Shih Tzu started growling. Hello, you know, the hair came up on the back of his neck, and there was nothing else going on. I've got other dogs; they're all sleeping, but the Shih Tzu's going, back off, buddy. So, so he must come across other dogs as being like, I'm here, move it, you know. So, I just thought you get a kick out of that. So that's all I have to say. But do protect him and talk to him and for sure take him kayaking. Oh, that would be so much fun for him. He'd love to have that. So.
Yeah, he's very adventurous, and so every couple years we have to redo doggy training because he does become like a little bully with other dogs, that's for sure. And it's very a protective like pack, like he's a very pack mentality. So like if you're welcome to our pack, then he's fine, but until you're welcomed, like you're not in, you're not coming in. Yeah. So that's like, it's really tricky, but thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoy.
Is there anything that he wants? I guess I just want to put this out to any of you guys, but is there anything that he wants like us to change or like to adapt to for him, especially in his senior year? So I understand like not moving around the furniture and stuff like that.
I would just say that somebody said about getting him steps, and I would definitely, you can train them very easily to just put a little schnibble of like raw liver about this big on the first step, and he leans over to get it, and then the next, and then get him used to that, and just do it a step at a time. Just keep giving him little tiny bits of like raw liver, or something he can't resist, and he'll figure out very quickly that he can get up the steps. But they have to be wide enough, because when they get arthritis and they're unsteady, they will not go up a little set of narrow stairs. So, and I right now I have a dog, so he absolutely refuses to go up any steps, and I have to lift him on the bed. However, I was thinking, because he had arthritis and he had a stretched back and all that, so I went out in the haymow. He had hopped up like 10 bales high. So it wasn't that he couldn't, he just didn't want to. So maybe you can persuade him to do your dog to do with little bits of stuff and train him to get, because I think he would really be happy on the couch with you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. Anyone have anything else for Catherine? You said. All right, great. Thank you so much, Catherine. Great question.
Thank you.
On dog. All right, Vicky is next. All right, great. I see you, Vicky. Get you up. Oops. I made a boo-boo. I put you up there, the only one. Let me get everyone else back up here. And you can start telling us your question.
Okay. Hi, I'm Vicky. My question is about my cat, Lucy. She's 6 years old. This is our third home that we've lived in. And before, she had friends and people all around, and now we're in an apartment by ourselves. She used to like to go outside. Now we just have a small little balcony for her to go outside. And I was wondering if she might like to have a friend. I was thinking about getting her a cat or a kitten friend, but I wanted to make sure it was okay with her. And I was just curious, you know, how does she feel about all this? And what does she need from me to make her feel more comfortable? She seems just kind of lonely and extra needy. And I could show you her if you want. She's right behind me or in front of me.
Sure, I think that's fine. Some are looking away. Go ahead.
Okay. This might take a minute for me to turn the camera around. I guess I should have. Does anybody know how to do that real quick?
Oh, if you're on a phone, you should be able to tap it, and there should be a little camera thingy with a turny thing in it.
Yeah, I'm on my computer. Well, here.
Well, if you're on a computer, you might have to, pick it up and move it around.
You guys see her?
Not yet. Tip it down a little more. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got a good view of her. That's great. Oh, yeah, she looks sad.
Just chilling out.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you for showing her to us.
If I might go, Vicky, I think she's very depressed. She's very lonely. She's very scared. Yeah, get her a friend.
Okay.
I would say get her a friend. Try it first and see, you know, if they get along. I'm sure it's somebody that's compatible with her.
She's
Uh,
she's had a cat friend before.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that might cheer her up a little bit. Yeah. You said her surroundings just changed recently?
Yeah, I moved from, a house where she could go outside and she loved to go outside. And now we're in an apartment and we've got, a little patio where she can still be outside and get fresh air. But, it's just,
Same to her. It's not the same at all. She feels caged in, and she almost feels like she's done something wrong. So just tell her, talk to her, reaffirm to her that, you guys have just moved. It's new for all of you. It's not something she's done. Just talk to her, have those heart to hearts with her. Okay. And yeah, I would suggest get a friend, see if it works out for her. She's young enough, eh?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get that she's an old cat. So yeah, I hope that helps. And if you want, I'll do a little bit of theta on her to remove that fear and anxiety.
Okay.
What's her name?
Lucy.
Lucy.
It's Luci. Okay, great. Thank you, Laurie. All right, we've got Carolyn and then Dr. Donna. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi.
Yeah, I got the same thing. She's definitely very lonely and very sad and depressed. I think getting another cat would be great, especially a younger one, because I think that would help her kind of mothering instincts and help something that she can really spend some attention with and support and help kind of grow up, so that it's not just another cat who's already an adult. I mean, it doesn't have to be like 6 weeks old, but something that's younger, that first of all will help keep her energized and can play with her and give her a purpose, because it's like she needs a purpose right now to have something to be doing that she is doing with. Also, if you can play with her, actively play with her. Cats need to be playing and hunting, and since she's not going outside right now, actively, get the a light thingy or a mouse or any kind of thing that she can chase, that she can hunt, so that she has some sort of activity and something to do. It's really important for cats to kind of continue that hunting phase, and again, since she's not outside. And again, with some sort of energy medicine, like with the work I do, I can help with the balancing of the energy and her emotions of clearing this, also helping her to adjust to the new home so that she feels comfortable, like this is her home. She's still not sure. It's like, all right, this doesn't quite feel right. It's different. The more you talk to her and help her say, yes, we're home. This is where we're at. I'm here to support you. I'm here to give you whatever you need, so that you're affirming that this is the home and this is her place. And so you're coming up with a new way of being, since it's not like it was before in her previous houses. And that's pretty much what I'm getting. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
And she just needs a little boost of her energy and letting go of her sadness. Like she's almost kind of grieving from those old places, what she used to do. And she needs to know that she can let that go and that there's a new life here. So you want to make that attractive to her.
Okay.
Great. All right, we've got Donna, then Cindy, then Dr. Nadine. Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah. Yes, I was picking up on the sadness too, but I don't know if you explained to her that you were going to be leaving, that you were going to be moving to a new place, why you had to leave, but it would be very helpful to her if you would explain why you had to leave the other place, and how long you're going to stay where you are. Is this going to be more permanent? But the main thing that I got from her was she keeps saying she must have had some other animal because she keeps saying, where did he go? Will I ever see him again? So I don't know who that is in her life, but she's really upset about that. And it would be really helpful if you could explain to her, you know, that she won't be seeing that animal again, you know, that and try to help her to get through that. I also saw, I don't know if you have any plants in your house, but I'm being shown plants, green plants, not that she can chew on, but she needs greenery around her. One of the things that I don't know if you can try, but you might try, some cats are quite love it, is to walk her with a harness on a leash. You have to train them in the house first, not just take them out on the sidewalk, but you have to train them in the house first to walk on a leash. But she might benefit quite a bit from having that fresh air and having her feet on the ground. And I agree with the other people about getting a small kitten for her, not a full-grown cat, but a small kitten that she can nurture and take under her wing. So, but the main thing is for you to talk with her, not necessarily out loud. You can just talk to her in your mind and tell her that you love her, that she's protected, that you're never going to leave her. This is that she's with you, even no matter where you live. So that might be helpful for her. But she's very very sad. Poor little pumpkin. I hope she will adapt.
Okay. Yeah, she used to have a cat that would come to the door in the first place that we lived when she was a kitten all the way till she was 2. And I would let her out and they would spend the day together and then come back. And then that house got sold and we had to move. And yeah, it was very heartbreaking to all of us.
Yeah.
And okay, thank you.
Thanks, Donna. All right, we've got Cindy and then Dr. Nadine. Go ahead, Cindy.
Hi, Vicky. All right, so I have to ask you a personal question. Are you happy
I'm pretty happy.
in the
Yeah.
new place? In the new place?
Yeah, I feel happy here. It's probably not my favorite place, but I'm not unhappy.
Oh, okay, good. This is what I heard from Lucy. I hate moving. The place is boring. I need green grass, just like Dr. Donna was talking about. Play with me with a bathrobe tie. Do you have one of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. She's been eyeing them, huh?
And well, you know, I mean, have you played with the cat? Have you played with
Oh
the
yeah, we
cat?
played chase and hide and seek and chase the laser thing, and she loves to jump out at me and I jump out at her, and we have our little playtime at night.
That's good. Yeah, she says to play with the bathrobe tie like a snake.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And then she goes, the food is boring.
Oh.
Likes the idea of another cat, but no male cats that were going to try and dominate her.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
And where's the catnip?
Where's the catnip? It's everywhere.
Oh, no. The catnip that smells good.
Oh, maybe some live catnip?
Well, not necessarily that, but fresh. I mean,
Okay.
it has a scent.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. All they had was a big, huge tub last time I got some, and we still have it. So it's probably boring by now.
Are you familiar with silver vine?
No.
It's a combination that they use, silver vine with catnip. And
Okay.
I haven't seen a cat resist that one.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then do you have one of those fishing pole style toys for her? It's a telescoping, arm more or less that comes like out of a fishing pole. Think of a fishing pole with a line on it. And then has toys on it, like a feather or a fuzzy. And you move it around.
I had one, and then she's never done this before, but she chewed the strings off of it.
Yeah.
It was really strange.
Well, no, she wanted to take it.
Okay, and I know she likes feathers.
Yeah. In other words, something that kind of gives her a sense of, having to watch it around the room, that so her head's moving around. and not knowing where it's going to land next. You know, that sense of play, you know. Why don't you tire her out, you know, give her a workout. You know, do you do yoga?
I don't.
Well, that might be a partnered opportunity for you.
Kitty yoga?
No, human yoga,
yoga.
and they get on you.
Oh, okay.
They can't resist, you know, that kind of thing. But bring out the child in you, you know, and play, just play.
Okay, thank you. That's not, yeah, sounds like fun.
Great, thanks, Cindy. All right, Dr. Nadine. You are still muted. I may have accidentally. Okay.
No, I hit it like 4 times. It was not liking me. So you've already heard this one, harness. And play, like leave the harness on for like 5 minutes and then, you know, take it off. Then 5 minutes, take it off. 5 minutes walking around the house, take it off. And there's one brand that has a leash that's kind of bungee. So that again, you know, the kitty feels like they can kind of move around. But when you go outside for the first time, you know, maybe 5 minutes and you come back in. It's the same thing. You're building up that time in the house and then you're building up that time outside. It's going to do a world of good to get paws on grass. Because right now went from paws on grass to this really boring, I get 2 feet by 4 feet to smell the flower, you know. The other thing that she's showing is, can you put some plants on that little deck you have? Something, even if you put catnip in a container out there, something that can engage her with out on the deck. And then the other thing that earlier today we talked about an animal safe color, and being able to, you know, paint the house, the you know, the ceilings and the walls and the floor for safe color. And then the other thing I wanted to put on the table was Bach flower remedies. It's specifically rescue remedy for pets.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And you can put that in her water. And then aspen is for unknown fears. So you're in and it's not like she's afraid of things. She's just really uncomfortable with the known. So if rescue remedy doesn't hit it, aspen will. But with that one, they don't make it for pets. You'd have to go to an apothecary and have them put it in glycerin or put it in water for you, and then just drops in her water. And I'm putting that in the chat right now, so you have those two. Rescue remedy for pets, you can get at any grocery store now, in the Bach flower section. Any health food store will have it. And then Vicki, if they don't have it for pets, get it for kids. It's the same thing. They just doesn't have alcohol in it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, great. Thank you. Anyone else have something for Vicki? We already shared a lot. All right, great. Thank you so much, Vicki, for your question.
All right. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
You are very welcome. All right, let's see. And so next in line we have Leslie. It is your turn.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking my question. I'm Leslie, and I have 2 Scottish fold indoor kitties, and they're 14. You can hear one of them. That's Gwen. And then I have Buttons. And Gwen's kind of the alpha of the 2, I'd say, in the home. And I've had them, they were breeder cats up in Mammoth in California, and the lady retired them. And so I rescued them from, they lived in an apartment. So they weren't socialized. And so I've worked pretty hard through the years to socialize them, and they're doing really well. But so my question is, so Gwen, is pretty vociferous, and Buttons is pretty reserved and shy, and she has social anxiety, and she pretty much doesn't come out when people are here unless she knows them, which is fine, but she has a problem with chewing the fur on her hind legs. And I haven't taken her to a vet for it. I'm thinking it's anxiety rather than allergies or fleas. And I've been working with her to, well, Gwen gets most of the attention. And so I have sensed that Buttons feels kind of left out. And so I've been working with her and paying more attention with her. And she's laying with me more and cuddling at night for a little while. And I've been talking, and we, kind of do this with our heads, and she rubs up against me and stuff. But, and I don't sometimes, oh, here she is. I don't know if I can turn my camera around. Shall I show her to you?
Yeah, so warning, everyone look away if you want to look away. Go ahead.
Okay.
So Donna, look away.
Let's see where she's going. So this is Buttons. Oops. Camera's kind of backwards. So that's Buttons. Yeah, hi. What you doing?
Yeah, that's great.
What?
Yeah, we can see her really well. That's good.
So that's her hind end, her legs, that she's chewed a lot of hair off. Hi, baby. So anyway, I just kind of, so she left. And then shall I show you Gwen a little bit?
Sure, if that's easy.
Yeah. Let me get up. So this is Gwen. She's a folded Scottish fold. And she's sassy and she has an attitude. And then Buttons is a point-eared, straight-eared Scottish fold, sorry. So, and it's just the three of us. They're indoors. And then I've got one feral cat out front who was born on my patio about 5 or 6 years ago. And that's Pinky, and she lives out front. And she never comes in. And then I've got a family of 4 siblings on the back patio. They're feral, and 2 of them just had kittens. I didn't get to them in time to get them spayed, and because I wasn't feeling well, and a couple of them I just couldn't catch. But anyway, and so I don't know, maybe Buttons has feelings about the ones outside. Gwen kind of snaps at Buttons sometimes, and so I've tried to give Buttons extra attention. So they don't always see eye to eye, but they do, like when I'm gonna feed them, they do give each other kisses beforehand. So I figure that's good.
Yeah.
But they've been together all their lives. And they lived in this apartment when they were breeder cats. They lived in an apartment that was, that you would rent out for skiers. And they didn't live with the family because the family had their own pets, but these were a business. And so they just didn't get the socialization.
Yeah.
So I really felt sorry for them, but.
I'm going to make up some things before they share, because they're going to have the real wisdom. So I noticed that Buttons kind of looks like a cranky old man. even though Buttons is she. And then I noticed that her hair seemed drier. And so I'm wondering about something in her diet. So we'll see what they see.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, great. Who wants to jump in? All right, go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
Hi, Leslie. So I put this in the chat. When I look at both cats, they're exhausted, completely exhausted. And if there's feral cats outside that have kittens, and it's like, seriously, I don't want to be responsible for another litter. And they're exhausted. But Buttons is the one that had the most to say. And so I do want to ask, on the feed dishes and the water dishes, are those stainless steel or ceramic?
Ceramic.
Okay, just so there's no plastic, they're not eating out of plastic.
No,
Okay,
absolutely
so
not.
because I looked first to see if it was allergies. So in the chat, I put again a Bach flower remedy. It's called sweet chestnut.
Okay.
And if you go to your local apothecary, they'll mix it in water for you or glycerin. If you get it right from like a health food store, it's going to have alcohol, and we don't want them to have the alcohol in their system. So that's why I'm suggesting go to an apothecary. And then earlier I put in, it's called Omega Ease, and it is specifically fish oil for cats and dogs. You can get it from Chewy. I put the link up in the chat. Highly recommend that they start getting that, as well as Buttons specifically need some lysine. And you can do that from the raw egg I mentioned earlier, or you can do lysine chews. And I'll go out and specifically look for the one I want that I would recommend. One a day or 500 milligrams a day. There's one out there that you can get, but they have to have like 6 or 7 of the chews to get the dosage, and it's just way too much. So let me, while other people are sharing, I'll go out and look for that, and then I'll pop the one that I would recommend in the chat for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Oh, let me ask you, when you said they're exhausted, did you mean from what?
From breeding, from having a litter, taking care of the litter, and not getting to recuperate. So this would be something that happens with humans as well. We have a job, and we do the job, and we finish the task, but we never stop. Old habit, we never stop and celebrate the fact that the chore is complete. We go right into another chore, right? And then we go right into another chore, especially as women. And how many women, I haven't seen a man on here yet tonight. Women, they do, and they do, and they do, and they do, and they do. And one of the things animals are really asking us to do is stop, just stop, and just be, right? Without having a task to do. Can you just sit and be with me without having to rush out and do something else? So both these girls are like, holy cow, how many more litters do I have to do? How much more do I have to push this body? Can you love me where I am? So when you mentioned having, other cats outside that are feral that have litters, it's like they're throwing their paws up, no more. I'm done with the whole having a boy jump on me, number one. And when I didn't ask him to, and I didn't have a say, and now I'm having another litter. And as soon as I feed my litter, they take them all away. And I don't even get to enjoy raising my young because they took them all away. And then I was pounced on again. And so even though they haven't showed this to you, both of them are kind of pissed off about that, about how they were used and never really cherished for just being themselves. Right?
That's why, yeah, I think she stopped breeding when they were 5, and I got them then, and they're 14 now.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's why I've like really loved on them, and just spend a lot of time, and they get to lay on me, and
good,
yeah.
No agenda at all. Just
Yeah.
Here, let's do some huggy. And somebody was talking about toys earlier, and there's the chasing toys, but there's some cats that love to carry a ball. You always want a toy that they can kick. You want a toy they can carry. You want a toy they can baby, and then you want a toy they can completely destroy. So like my little girls love to rip apart feathers, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll be, running through the house with their feather, knocking the feather everywhere. But then, I have this other, I wish I could show it to you. It's a kind of a long thing, and I don't know what it's stuffed with, but, I'll find my girl and my boy, you'll see them, with it in their front paws, and they're kicking it with their back paws.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Totally cool. So they got to have something to kick, and then every one of them has something they can baby. And like Sweet Car will sit on it like she's a hen sitting on a chick. Little Bear loves to carry it around, and he's got 2, and he will chatter at you while he carries it around, drops it at your feet. That's his baby. So as long as they each have, toys that are individual for them, I'm just seeing if there's any more information. They definitely want the fish oil, the lysine that I talked about, and then that sweet chestnut for button.
And then I have the fishing line too with the toy at the end.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Okay, do you have anything else for me before I go do some research for you?
No, thank you.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, great. We've got Donna in line and then Carolyn.
What I was getting a little bit different from what Dr. Nadine is saying. What I'm getting is that, cats, their sense of smell and their hearing is acute. I mean, thousands and thousands of times more than ours. And what I was getting was that your kitties being old like that, they are feeling like they are overwhelmed with other cats around them, whether they're outside, that they can smell them. And they are hearing the kittens, they are hearing the other cats, they are realizing that this is getting to be like, not an army, but a huge colony. And because they're more old, they feel more vulnerable. And one of the things I think you're just gonna have to try to do is to capture them all and find them homes, because until that huge humongous amount of smell and stimulation that they're getting from all those animals, because this is, cats can have kittens like every, I don't know how many, somebody knows, every 6 weeks, I don't know. But I mean, as soon as these kittens are gone, there'll be another batch. And so this will be an ongoing frustration for your little ones, because number one, they don't want them out there. They don't want to interact with them. They just want, as Nadine was saying about the peace and quiet, they just want peace and quiet in old age. So I think that would help a lot. And particularly her anxiety with chewing on the fur is that, to me, she was showing me that she can't do anything about those cats out there. I can't do anything about it. They're just there, and I don't want them there. So I don't know. I think that part of that anxiety is coming, that chewing on her fur is coming from that. And it will help, like she was saying, to play a lot with them, toys and things, but it won't go away until that stimulation is gone. So I don't know. I know that puts a big burden on you. I'm not trying to put it all on you, but I'm just saying that I think that's a big part of it.
It's a huge frustration for me too, and I don't want them here either. And I don't know what to do about it. A neighbor of mine, I'm in a condo complex, and a neighbor 1, 2, 3 doors down was a hoarder, and a hoarder of cats also. And long story short, but years ago, animal control found 40 cats in her condo. But anyway, she recently died. They came and found most of the cats, but there were a lot of cats they didn't get. And so now we do have a colony, and several of us feed. But these siblings, they do live out there. But I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to help you unless you have some cat rescue groups that might come and trap them for you. If you check around where you live, sometimes there are groups that do that. They'll come back, night after night after night. And so maybe you can find somebody like that would come and do that for you. So, and they take them, they domesticate them, and then they find them homes, at least the ones, and around. So
Thank
might
you.
be, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like they could
Thank
be
you very
having
much.
some trauma again of like all the births that they went through, and then also that they didn't get to keep their kittens, like all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Donna. All right, Carolyn.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Carolyn.
Nice to see you. Thank you for those sweet kitties. Oh my God, they're
Oh,
adorable.
thank you.
What I'm getting is to kind of piggyback on what the others were saying is you need to thank them for their service so that they know that what the job that they did a good job, because they were not really given that support when they were doing that job, and they were just kind of used and abused with the whole situation. So for you to acknowledge their service, to acknowledge this, them bringing in these new beings, and really support them on what they have done. And then because there's some grief, there's some anger, and again, just allowing them to rest and know that they did a good job. It's like they did a good job and they did their job, and now they're able to be free and relaxed, and they don't have to worry about that anymore. They are definitely a little overwhelmed with all the other energy of the other cats and other animals around you.
So am I.
They do want some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
They want to just be with you and just enjoy a life without any, I think like Dr. Nadine was saying, just no expectation, no agenda of what they have to do. And then just, you're there to just give them lots of love, support, and allow them to do what they want to do, and really open up your heart and do that heart connection thing so that you are really sending that constant love, support, and gratitude to them. I think to follow up, some rescue remedy would be great. I know Nadine was talking about the different things. So also looking up water violet would be
I have some right here.
great. Perfect. There you go. We're on the same page. Bringing that in, and Star of Bethlehem, because they're just mentally, emotionally exhausted, from everything. And it just, and then again, some emotional release from all of this, with some energy work to help them disconnect from this emotional past and this experience that they had. They don't need to keep carrying that with them. They're allowed to be free, and they can be like, okay, now we're having a new life, we're doing something new, and you can explore with them. And it's like, okay, what do you want to do? I get the feeling they want to have more of a connection with you and work with you on some level, but they're still a little overwhelmed and exhausted for them to be able to really step into that part of their new part of their life. But they definitely have huge hearts and a lot of love. They are so grateful to you for bringing them and having a real life, and not just bearing kitties, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're very, very grateful, and everything else the other said is perfect. So I hope that helps. Thank you.
That does. I have a question, and it just slipped my mind. My gosh. It's one of those brain fart moments.
Well, when you think of it, you can ask it again. Well,
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Great. I know, it's like it's almost here. Well, thanks so much. Feel free to put it in the chat if you think of it, or
Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Natasha next. Natasha. Oh, there you are.
Hi, I'm Natasha.
Hi. Great. Thanks for jumping in. What is your question?
Yes. So first of all, thank you, all of the practitioners. I'm pre-veterinary, so this holds a special place in my heart. I wanted to pick one of my cats, but I have several. We do like the rescue and trapping and neutering. And all my cats I've had for at least like 5 years. But and also if you guys are able to send any like love or balancing or calming energy to the rest of my cats, that would be amazing. But the one cat that I think I picked was, his name is Sylvie, and he's a tuxedo cat. So he's black with white on his chest, white paws, and then a white nose. And I picked him because he talks a lot, and I'd like to know what he's trying to tell us.
How old is he?
They were all strays, so I honestly don't know, but he's at least 5 or 6.
He's very happy that you've chosen him. He's very excited. He is very chatty. He's very, I almost see like Sylvester the cat. Does that ring a bell? He's very curious, very happy. He's just so happy to be a part of your family. And yeah, he's very, very, very grateful. That's so far what I've tapped into for you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laurie. All right, who else has something?
I will.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Yeah, he is very honored to be a part of your family and to be a support kitty with you and the other ones. And he's kind of there. He's talking to you because he wants to help you with all of your pre-veterinary stuff. He's like, I've got all these things I have to tell her about, things I have to do and things that she needs to know. So he's kind of trying to teach you and talk to you at the same time. So, you know, meditate, connect with him, see what ideas when you're just kind of quiet, and see what comes into your head, because you're probably picking up his thoughts already and not even aware that it's coming from him. But he has a lot of messages for you, and he really wants to help you on your journey with all of this, because he has a lot to say about it. And he is very, what else am I getting? He's a bit of a leader too. He wants to be a little bit in charge of the other cats. He's kind of like wants to be the, I don't know if he's the alpha or the boss, but he wants to be kind of the organizer of the group. And he wants to, you know, help with them, help you with them. So he's trying to keep everybody together, and not so that you're not so overwhelmed, because he knows you're very busy and you've got a lot on your plate right now. And so he's trying to be of assistance to you with that. And he just remembering to connect in with him. The more you connect and to tune in with him, and you may get your messages, you know, everybody gets messages in different ways. So thoughts may pop into your head. You may get a picture, you may get a sound. So just, you know, pay attention to what's coming to you, especially when you're around him, because very often it's going to be from him coming. So that's it, but he's very cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Cindy, and then Dr. Nadine.
Okay, so Natasha, are you pretty spiritual?
Yes, I just started getting more into it. I saw synchronicities, and so I started learning more about it.
Okay, so this cat is super special, just like what Carolyn was starting to talk about. All right, the cat says, I speak cat language. You need to learn my language. In other words, I have a lot to say to you about what you're doing and where you're going. Okay. I'm a star cat. In other words, has the star coatings inside of him. Okay. And that they become a teacher to you. All right. Once you learn the language, and learning the language is, it takes a little practice to do telepathic communication with the animals. And it takes a lot of listening and trusting what you get at the time they are talking. So when they're talking, listen, stop thinking and just pay attention. And then use your clairvoyance. You know what clairvoyance is?
Mhm.
Okay. And watch what you see clairvoyantly in terms of the pictures that he's sending you. All right. So he goes, I actually want to learn what you're learning. Please show me the illustration from the book or, okay, the computer screen. He goes, I know cat anatomy.
Mm.
I always know what's going on with each of the other cats. And he wants to call a family meeting. Have you ever had a family meeting with your cats?
No. That's cool.
It's very powerful. You let them know that you're intending to all gather together in one room. And usually the dominant cat will, obviously come, and the others will come and follow. And then you dialogue with them and talk to them about what's going on. No, you're talking just like we do in a meeting. You're asking them, all right, you tell them what's going on with the family, like you have a schedule, I like to study, so-and-so is coming to visit, so that they can understand. And especially as you introduce new people into the household, this cat wants to help you, he wants to study with you, actually, because I actually think that he has healing codes of light to teach you to integrate into your practice when you become a vet. So this is a wise soul. He told me he was 6 years old.
Okay.
And that's what I have to share. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Oops, someone else was going to. Did someone else want to share something? I thought a hand was up and maybe it's gone back down. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks, Natasha, for your question.
Thank you.
If there's anything else. All right, great. All right, cool. I sort of want to ask one more question for her too, but it was not her question. She was here on another panel recently, and great question and totally related, and you'd all have insight too. All right, Doris is next. Danelle, you're coming up in a couple people. Doris, where's Doris?
Here.
Let's mute you. You've got two devices on, I think. Doris, is it possible you have Zoom open twice or you have two devices somehow? There's another device nearby. So you need to have only one of them on sound. I have you muted.
Here.
Okay,
that,
great.
Okay.
It's just very slight now. It should be okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is, let's see if I can get her. There she is. That's Bailey. Can you hear? Hold
yeah,
on.
we can hear you. There was some of that feedback again. If you can turn off the volume and the mute and the.
Here, is that better?
Yes, I think so. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is Bailey. And I was concerned if I can get her to stand up, I will. There she goes. So her leg, she is, she limps. She had a ACL reconstruction done last year, and she was doing okay. And then all of a sudden, recently she started limping again and not fully wanting to weight bear on it. And I'm not sure if it's just arthritis or if something else is going on. The doctor just thinks it's arthritis. Am I losing you guys again?
We can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was trying to get outside, but I was thinking I was losing Wi-Fi. So I was just trying to see if you can help me figure out what's going on with that. And she seems really, really sad.
She seems really what?
Sad.
Sad, yeah. How old is she?
She's 13.
Yeah, I'm imagining she's in a bunch of pain and she's worried. All right, Dr. Nadine's ready. Go ahead.
Hi, Doris. So the first thing she showed me is that she is in an extraordinary amount of pain, and she's locked. So even though she went through surgery, what kind of rehab did you do with her?
Just some exercises.
Okay.
But I didn't like take her to physical therapy or anything.
Okay, so whatever, to do some research on physical therapy for her, because it would be no different than, you know, a human having a reconstructive surgery and then not doing the PT, the physical therapy part. Mm-hmm. That joint's going to lock up. And then what she showed me, she went running. She thought she was healed. She went running and restrained it. So there's scar tissue in there. There is, in addition to the scar tissue, there's inflammation in there. It's hot. It has a hot spot. So if you could go to your local store and pick up some castor oil, warm it up a little bit, and then, you know, really rub that into the joint on the outside, into the fur. And if you want to, you can wrap it with like a saran wrap, just so it really sinks in. And then you can put vet wrap around that, just because we want the oil to really get into the joint. Castor oil is going to go to the center of the cell and start healing from the inside out. And vet wrap you can get at like any local vet supply store. It's like a $1.47 for a nice roll. And just, you know, wrap that around the saran wrap to keep the oil in, because you don't want the grease all over the house. That oil is going to help heal and get some mobility in there. But I'm really seeing the need to, you know, do like an extension, retraction, slow things, any kind of circular motion with the joint. But I would go to or call one of your local vets and ask them what type of physical therapy they would do for an ACL reconstruction, because it just looks like she's in so much pain, and that inflammation, and we've got to get the heat out. We've got to get the heat out, just the healing process of that joint. So the sadness is coming in because she, you know, what happened in my life, what happened to my world, and she doesn't understand the fact that I went to play, I re-injured. None of that's tracking to why things still hurt. So,
and can you tell? So it's the knee, and nothing is coming from the hip. Is it all the knee then?
Well, it's all connected. So, you know, if you hurt your knee, let's take it to you. If you hurt your knee, then you limp. And then all of a sudden, if you limp too much, now your hips are out of alignment because you've been over limping. And then now that your hips are out of alignment, then your shoulders out of alignment. So the whole body is kind of out. So it's a kind of a chain reaction. So if we can get the pain out, the inflammation out, then the hip will start to calm down, because it's the knees in back where the knee needs to be. And I do know that there's some chiros that work on animals. If you have an animal chiro, you know, I would highly recommend having them look, because there are two vertebrae that are out of alignment. And once those are popped into alignment, it'll just help part of the healing process.
Oh, okay. Okay.
right? Okay, that's all I
Yeah.
have.
Someone asked about if coconut oil could be substituted for castor oil. I don't think so, but
No, it's not the same. So coconut oil is really lovely if you add to the food. That's going to help with the dryness inside of the body. Castor oil is a specific kind of oil that goes to the center of the cell and helps the cell heal from the inside out. And it's if you go into any store, if you go into like the first aid aisle, it's usually on the very bottom shelf, and it's like $1.99 for 8 ounces. It's a real thick oil, and like I said, if you like put it on your own body, you kind of want to wrap it with some saran wrap or a plastic bag, because it's greasy and it gets everywhere. And castor oil doesn't. Castor oil sinks in. Or
And how often
coconut
should
oil.
it be done?
I'd be doing it every day right now. Every
Okay.
day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
And you'll notice, once the pain goes away and that limp is not as pronounced, you'll know when you can start doing every other day. You'll know. It'll
Okay.
do the same thing for if you're in pain, you want to be out of pain today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to be out of pain. So you may start doing it twice a day. But if you take some castor oil and just warm it up a little bit, like I used to make a flannel sheets, and I would take the pillowcase and cut it into strips and like just soak that with castor oil. And then I would put that in like the warming oven just to get it warm. You don't want to put it in the microwave. It'll be way too hot. And then I would use that same thing as a pack on me. But for the dog, you actually want to rub it into the fur, into the skin, into the fur. Okay.
thanks.
And feel free to email me if you need to. Laureli has my information there. I can give that to you via email as well.
Great. And Doris, lots of people listening know where there are different doctors that'll do chiropractic and things like that on animals. So wherever you live, people might have ideas.
Yeah. I'm in Orange County, California. So.
Okay, great. All right, Carolyn is next.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think acupuncture, if you can find yourself a good holistic vet, acupuncture, and they have laser, especially for the joints, that will be very helpful to help. And then the physical therapy is also very important. I think all of those things need to be done to help her relieve the pain. And they also may be able to give her some herbs or something. They have, herbs, the acupuncturist that can also help with the pain and the swelling and the inflammation. That would also be very helpful. But, and then of course there's the emotional component where she is feeling very depressed and upset and just confused as to what's going on. So along with that, you have that piece of it as well, just to help relieve that so that she is not carrying that forward once it starts to get better. So
can you tell if on her sadness and her emotional part, sorry, I get emotional, so I can imagine she would too. She was always home all day with my parents. Last February, we lost my dad. And this March, we lost my mom.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of grief there. There's definitely a lot of grief and loss. And she's also picking up on your energy and your emotions as well. So she's kind of trying to carry your stuff and her own, as well as the pain. So that's why you need to kind of do it from the two sides here, get the physical help and get the emotional help.
Okay.
So, and they also, other physical therapy places there's like water therapy that you can do for dogs as well, to get them in, those pools. I'm in up in LA in Encino area, so I'm kind of in your general area.
Yeah.
Not Orange County, but there are a lot of good places around that can help you do this kind of thing.
Okay.
So hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Great. I know Cindy was asking me if I see something about your eyes, but I'm like, I've got the closed caption thingy is like right there. Oh goodness, it's all right in front. Can you tip the phone down a little bit so that you're more at the top of your lens? Okay, great. Yeah. So I think that you love learning and understanding. So getting more of an understanding of what's going on is really a good thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You love learning information, and then you also feel feelings really deeply, emotions really deeply. So the talents you have probably are some mixture of like scholar, priest, server, or something like that. Scholar, server, priest. Server is about love, intimacy, and deep connection. And priest, priestess is about seeing possibility and potential. But yeah, both feelings and feelings and emotions really deeply. And how much time have you been able to spend with your dog since he's spending less time with others?
I spend, when I get home from work at 5 until the next morning I leave for work, and then all weekend long I try to make sure I'm home with her all weekend.
With her, and how much are you cuddling with her? I know that she probably she may not be a little resistant right now that she's not feeling good, but
well, she's always by my side, like in my room. She sleeps with me, but she's never been one to be. I've always jokingly called her a cat because she doesn't want affection. When she wants it, she'll come over. The rest of the time, she leave me alone and go lay in bed.
I just wonder, I wonder if it might be time to be a little bit more insistent about that and talking to her about why you're coming in and getting closer and see if she's willing.
Okay.
And if any of you see differently, go ahead, and not my expertise. Yeah. As other people said too, maybe compounded because she's picking up your grief also.
Yeah.
And that's why, letting her heal you through this too, I think will help heal her.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone have anything else?
Yeah, if there's anything else I need to know besides all of this, to help her, just, be happy.
Just keep telling her how much you love her.
Okay.
And talk to her. Just talk to her genuinely from your heart.
Okay.
It could be you have scholar, priest, warrior or something instead, and that might be that you're staying busy and just focusing and being really busy so that to try to push through everything. And maybe part of the message is for you to feel what's here, and that'll slow you down to be with her too.
Okay. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you so much for your question.
Thanks.
All right, so I know, so we don't have any more spots to answer questions, except we have one more question in line that we might be able to get to. If some of the practitioners need to leave, I thought you could share your contact info now and take off. And then if some of you can stay, Donnell has been in line and we've got her question. And I know she really wants to get an answer. So if some of you are able, we'll do that. Some of you can stay. Okay, great. Do any of you need to leave before we do that last question?
Yeah, I need to go.
So go ahead and share, who you are and your contact info and all that before, you take off. Go ahead.
Okay, with great gratitude to all of the panelists here that joined me as animal communicators, I want to thank you for your wisdom and your love that you share with the animal world as you continue your steps as a soul. And to all the people listening that are the caretakers and the family members of the animals in your life, I want to thank you. I'm Cindy McGonagle. I am a psychic medium, animal communicator. I help people and pets be able to communicate even when they're on the other side. When you've lost a pet or a family member, there's always the opportunity to learn from your ancestors and to ask your angels and your guides to assist you in this lifetime. And I want to awaken you to the fact that you're never alone. You have a guardian angel. You have a superpower inside of you. You have a star code of light. And if I can help you in any way, don't hesitate to call me. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Cindy. Thank you so much for being with us. All right. So the rest of you are able to stay for the next question? All right. Okay, great. All right. I think Donnell, is next. All right.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, let me get you up here to the front. All right, great. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, hi. Well, I have two girls here, two female pits, and they are basically my brother picked one from the litter, right? They picked Lashes, and she's been his puppy for a long time. And someone else that lives in our neighborhood picked her sister. So he would take her to visit, and they would play together and bond and stuff, and it was a really nice thing. But then Sky got moved to another family. Like the family here couldn't keep her. They had the third child, and so then she got sent away. And then that family at the start of COVID couldn't keep her. They're moving cross country, and she needed a place to stay. So then she came here, and it was supposed to be temporary, but it's permanent. The trouble is that Sky has been really aggressively biting Lashes. I mean, it's like, here, Lashes. Oh well, that's Lashes, and that's her little face is all bit up today. So, and I just don't know. I mean, unfortunately, like I love animals, but this is my first time even having dogs. And my brother's not even around so much. So it's like, I have dogs. I'm not really a dog person. I'm very experienced with dogs. And I love them. And I know they feel that and they know that they're loved. But I would love any input on, what Sky's feeling or how we can help her. Obviously, Don Shay cares also. So, yeah.
It cut off a little bit. So it's the new one that came to live with you. It's the
new one that's being, that's being aggressive.
And you said biting, being aggressive is with people as well as with
breaking the skin. No, not with people. Don't you? I'm gonna ask you to go to your room if you keep doing that. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you said with people as well as with the other animal, or
no, not with people. She barks at people a lot, but she hasn't actually bit a person.
She has.
No, she hasn't.
Bailey.
She hasn't broken. She didn't break Bailey's skin.
I know, but she bit Bailey.
No, she does like threaten, but she doesn't actually break the skin of people. But she does break her sister's skin, and that's.
Is it any different with people outside the home? I mean, animals outside the home. Any different than with the other dog that her?
Actually, outside the home, she got bit in the nose by a dog she was trying to be friends with, and it really hurt her feelings. It seemed to hurt her feelings. But typically, like when she goes to the dog park, my brother will come by and take them to the dog park. We have a really big yard, so we don't really like take them out unless he comes by to take them out. And they seem to do fine when they're with him at the dog park.
And did this start or get worse after the nose incident?
It's been bad for a while, but I guess I would have to say it's been getting worse over time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
My previous dog had some trouble where essentially got attacked by two other dogs, and then he started having fear, aggression, and problems with other dogs, and we went through different phases of it. That's why I was wondering if that happened. And I know that for me, definitely as a human, if I felt scared, it was worse for him. So like it was a whole cycle that I had to work on. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, practitioners. Go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
So what I'm picking up on is they're siblings.
Yeah.
And they were in different homes, but one got moved and moved and moved and then brought back. And the one that got moved and moved and moved and brought back is the one that's attacking the one that has had one home.
Exactly.
So if I notice you have children.
Yeah, my little cousin.
Okay, but there's children there. So I'm watching this happen with a new mom. She had her first baby, and he was the only baby for 4 years, and was very excited that mommy was having a new baby until the baby was born. And all of a sudden the new baby's in the house and all these emotions are coming up, and all of this is like, well, what do you mean? It screams all the time and it has to be fed all the time, and it's taking all of your attention away from me. So that the family's having to relearn and having new a new way of being. And I'm watching similar to that happening here, where we were raised together, we were kind of born together, we were fed together, we were separated into different homes, but then this one got moved and moved and moved, and that one that got moved and moved is attacking the one that has only known you. And it's a control issue. It's I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. I'm not loved. And if I do something wrong, I'm going to get moved again. Or if there's another child, I'm going to get moved again. So there's some energy work that can happen with each dog to disconnect from that and to rebond with them. There's also a lot of work you can be doing with each dog that the moment, like if you have a little can and you put some beans in it or put something that makes a noise, that the moment Sky goes toward Bailey is you shake the can and you distract and you treat, you distract and treat, you distract and treat. They have to be retaught. I'm not sure how to say this in English, but there's really good doggy etiquette. There's really good child etiquette of this is how we treat our brother, this is how we treat our sister, and we love each other, and we do soft kisses. We don't, smack the baby on the face because the baby pooped in its diapers type deal. You see where we're getting to?
Yeah.
So both of these dogs want to be loved. They want to feel worthy. They want to feel like they belong. They want to know they're not going to be sent to another home. And Sky is showing a lot of, I did nothing wrong, but I wasn't allowed to stay.
Oh.
Is it making sense?
Yeah.
So there's a lot, there's layers here, layers and layers and layers and layers of what this beautiful dog is experiencing, and all of that can be shifted. So I would recommend that you reach out to one of us to assist in that process, to allow each dog, and then there's going to be work for you to do that you can help retrain them. What if today was the very first day you brought these two home? How would you treat them if today was the very first day? And then tomorrow, this is the very first day. And then the next day, this is the very first day, and this is the only day that matters. Yesterday didn't happen. 5 minutes ago didn't happen. If you treat it as brand new, give them a brand new moment, things will shift.
Okay.
Things will shift. So something else, like if they have I'm just being shown, like, get them both brand new collars, get them both a brand new bed, get them both a brand new toy that is happening at the same time. They're both getting the new at the same time. Then there won't be you belonged before I belonged.
Oh.
Making sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, your toy went with you, but it's a brand new start. Everything's a brand new start. Okay, I'm somebody else wants to share, so I'll stop there.
Thank you.
Great. I love the mix of all the different types of feedback we have. Great. From all the different angles.
Well, and that one is so layered. I mean, there's just so many layers, but they both want to be part of the family. And I keep seeing that Sky, even though Sky attacks, she doesn't understand why she's attacking. She just knows she's reacting. It's all reaction. It's not a choice. It's a reaction. And it's all dealing with, I don't belong. I'm unworthy. Because if I had been worthy, I wouldn't have been passed around and passed around and passed around. Okay.
Yeah, so she's scared all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Dr. Donna and then Carolyn.
One of the things that I'm picking up on is that I'm seeing Bailey as the kind of, I don't know how to explain it to you, but kind of like he's set in stone. In other words, he has his space, he has his property, he has laid out his territory. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Do you mean this is Lashes? We have Lashes and Sky.
Okay, Lasha is the other dog. The one-
Lashes, like eyelashes. Yeah,
Okay.
the one that's getting bit.
So that dog has laid out its territory. It's stuck in stone. It's been forever, and not about to share unless you get some of the some.
I'm sorry. I have to hug a 7-year-old.
Yeah, a 7.5-year-old.
Okay. All right. I love you. Go to sleep. I'll meet you in there. I'll meet you in there later. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So that, if you can get one of the practitioners here to do a reading with you and do a group reading with them. But one of the things about Sky is that, of course, she's like hitting this brick wall with this other dog. Like she has no way to come in. So there has to be some communication between them that is non-threatening. That is, and she is going to have to learn trust, that she's not going anywhere. This is her forever home, that she's going to be there with you forever. One of the things that really is quite helpful is from your standpoint and from everybody else, that other humans, they absorb exactly what you're thinking. Okay. So if you are anticipating her being aggressive, if you anticipating her barking, if you anticipate her doing non-positive behavior, that is what she's going to absorb, and that's how she's going to express herself. So it's really important for you every single day, like somebody else was saying, that every day is new. You get up, you say, this is a beautiful day. You're a beautiful dog. I love you just the way you are. I love you just the way you are. You don't have to do anything else. I love you. And you're a beautiful soul, and you will be with us forever. So
No, thank you, sweetheart. I can't talk right now. Go to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. No, I meant it. We had a deal. I'm sorry. I have a 7.5-year-old who does not want to go to sleep. And
Donna was saying,
my
yeah,
best
Donna,
efforts, but I did hear. I'm sorry.
I just say Donna was saying, fresh start every day. I love you just the way you are.
Which I will do. I thought I was doing that, but I'll make sure that we're all kind of on board in doing it, maybe together, that energy is coming at her from all the different directions in the house. I will definitely take that advice.
It's great what Donna was saying too. It's similar to the issue I had with my dog previously. I felt scared that there would be a problem. So I was processing, thinking there was going to be a problem, and that's part of why it manifested. So I was thinking of it as fear, but anything you're thinking about. So in some ways, imagining it going really well maybe will help.
Well, that's what I actually try to project, that image to them. Like, like love each other, kiss each other on the face, like stuff like that. But every time she does it, it kind of takes this, like, especially this time, it took me by surprise. It was like, oh my God, what happened? But she got agitated. Apparently, I guess there was a lady walking back and forth in front of our fence line, while I was gone. Like I went out on an errand, and that drives Sky nuts. People at the gate. She just goes. I mean, anything at the gate, deer at the gate, she just loses it.
If I could just add, Danielle, what I'm getting is that you need to be showing them both lots of love so that they both see that you're loving both of them. They need to both feel like they're equally loved. Okay, that's one of the things that's coming to me for you. Other than that, you're doing very well, and yeah, just keep trying to work with them. It's a process when you have a rescue. It really is. Took mine about 6 years to actually feel safe.
Oh, wow.
So it can take a long time, but you just have to keep being loving and reassuring. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Laurie.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Just to add to that, it would probably be very helpful to have an energetic balancing with them to, first of all, clear out the triggering of all these old experiences, these old patterns that they've been taking, and balancing them to each other and in your family, so that they are balanced as a unit and they feel like they are all belonging to this one family. Because if there's that separation and one feels like I don't belong, then that doesn't help. So you need to reset the dynamic of this is the whole family unit. They are all part of that family unit. And also there's some, you know, it sounds like there's some old beliefs. If I'm not good enough, I don't belong, which they, like people, they can take on these beliefs, and by clearing and releasing that as well, that helps them to start to say, I do belong, you know, they're not going with that old programming. And I agree that a lot of it comes from what you're projecting, because they will mirror us. We may not even be aware of how much we're anticipating something that they might do, or this or that. So you have to really be conscious of what you're thinking and what you're feeling. If you start to tense up and you're going, they're going to do something, they're going to immediately feel that. And then they're like, oh, I need to do something. So they're responding to your cues, as it were, of what's going on. So all of these things are another ways of helping and supporting them, but it's possible to make these changes. So don't give up.
Thank you so much. Gosh, and thank you guys.
All right, anything else for Danelle? Thanks so much, Danelle, for your question. And it was lovely to see everyone in your home answering. It was really great.
Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right. Well, so practitioners, let's go ahead and share our contact info. And then everyone, I've put the link in the chat for the drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. So Laurie, why don't you go ahead and go first? Just make sure you share your contact info too, so people can find you when they watch the video.
Hi, everybody. My name's Laurie from Laurie's Angelic Guidance and Intuitive Healing. You can find me on Facebook for Laurie's Angelic Guidance and Intuitive Healing, or on Instagram, Laurie Psychic Healer. I also, that's about the only way you can really get a hold of me. I do not have a website at the time, but I will type it all in here. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. It was a great night. Thank you, practitioners. You did very well, I think. And I hope everyone has a good time with their puppies and their animals. Thank you.
Okay, great. And sorry, I wasn't tracking enough. You gave everybody contact info so they can find you online? You gave them enough? All right, great. Yeah, Laurie's Angelic Healing. All right, great. All right, who wants to go next? Go ahead, Carolyn. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Carolyn Osborne, Energy Intuitive, Chiron Energy Medicine. You can see it on my screen here, CHIRON energymedicine.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn under Chiron Energy Medicine, so you can find me there. My phone number is 818-776-8432. I'm down in the Los Angeles area in California. And I would love to talk with you. I have a free 20-minute consultation to answer any questions that you might have. And then I have a 20% discount listed here somewhere in the chat for my website if you're interested in that. And yeah, thank you. It's been a great panel as always, and great working with these ladies. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Carolyn. Yeah, and I posted all the information about the practitioners just a few moments ago. All right, Donna or Dr. Nadine, go ahead. Whoever wants to jump in.
I can go. So yeah, this was really lovely. It feels like it's been forever since we talked, but I know it was just recently. So thank you everyone who showed up, who participated, who asked a question. Thank you to my team for responding. And if you choose that you would like to do more work, magnificencemine.com. And I'll let Laurie put the contact information in there because you're not going to remember. So thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.
Great. And actually, do you want to Magnificent Mind? I just want people watching the video to be able to find you. Do you want to spell it maybe?
Spell it. So magnificence, it's your magnificence, and then mine. I'm going to own mine. And I'll put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, and I've got it in the chat. It's just up a tiny little bit too. All right, Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. It was a good time. My name is Donna Sauer. If you need to contact me, it's dr.DLSAUER@gmail.com. The phone number is 360-978-5130. So if anybody wants to set up a healing or energy session for their animal, please let me know. And it was good to be able to help all of you that we talked with tonight. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks so much, everyone. It was lovely to hear all of your questions and have all of us here supporting the community, and great answers. It's just so educational to be here and to hear all of us. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. We will schedule another animal panel probably right after we end this one. That's what we've been doing. These are popular events, and we want to keep being available for you. It's lovely for us as well. We've got a number of upcoming events coming up next Saturday. So this coming Saturday, we have a panel on flora, fae, and plant medicines. That's May 29, and then Wednesday, June 9, we have a panel on mediumship. June 11, we have a panel on making possibilities into reality. June 12, we have a panel on wellness, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. I think that's like National Wellness Day or something like that. And then June 12, we have a practice circle. So that's an opportunity to do exercises with a number of practitioners with different modalities. You can practice opening to your intuition. And then we also have some training panels coming up on June 17 and 26, so that if you're practicing a new modality, or you're becoming a practitioner and you want to get some experience being on stage with some support, we have a couple of practitioners that support you ahead of time for the event, getting ready, and then we're back up for you on the panel, and then we'll help you integrate your learnings and your success afterwards, and it's half price for everyone to ask a question. So those are coming up on June 17 and 26. If you'd like to be on those panels, just reach out to me. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. It's been lovely being here all together, and you can find out about more of our events at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. We'll continue to have online events, and we're going to start having events in person in the fall in Washington and Oregon. Thanks so much. Feel free, everyone, if you want to unmute and put your voice in the space as you leave. Thanks for being here.